Yo, what is up guys? So today what I want to talk about is 3 organizations that I feel have to completely restart. It's time for these organizations to rebuild. And before I say anything, I just want to say that I would never attack anyone's favorite organization, favorite team, or favorite player, anything like that. If your favorite team is listed in this video, please do not get offended because I do not mean any harm. I would never go after someone's favorite organization because I would never want someone coming after my favorite organization. Nuke it, blow it up, just start 100% over from scratch. I don't even know where to begin with this. I can't even say Sacramento Kings without feeling I just released a whole bunch of negative energy into the atmosphere. This team just has a bad vibe overall to it. I mean, they haven't made the playoffs since 2006. Yo, since 2006, back in the days of Stojakovic, Mike Bibby, and I think Ron Artest. Yo, back in those days was the last time the organization made the playoffs. And this 10 years later, so you would think they would be back in the playoff scene or at least close to it. But obviously they are not. I mean, they've done their time in the draft, they've tried to rebuild, but they just had no idea what they were doing. Back in 2010, they drafted DeMarcus Cousins, yo, a great pick. He's arguably the best center in the NBA right now. That's a good start to rebuild. You have your centerpiece, now you just have to build around him. So now let's look at what else they do. Yo, 2011. In 2011, they selected Bismack Biyombo with the 7th overall pick. And they passed up on players like Kemba Walker, Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson, Jimmy Butler. You could even say players like Tobias Harris and Reggie Jackson. Even Brandon Knight. And they selected Bismack Biyombo, so they're 0-for-1 so far, but it doesn't stop there. Yo, in 2012, with the number 5 overall pick, they drafted Thomas Robinson. Yo, Thomas Robinson, and do you know who they passed up? Damian Lillard, who was selected number 6 in the draft. So they passed up Damian Lillard, and they also passed up Andre Drummond, even Harrison Barnes, who was having a nice year for Dallas. So they passed up on 2 other pretty good players and picked Thomas Robinson. In 2013, well, I'll cut them some slack in 2013. 2013 was just a bad draft. They selected Ben McLemore, but 2013 was just a bad draft overall. So I'll cut them some slack there. Just a history of very bad draft picks, plus on the offseason not knowing quite what they're doing, have led them to the place where they are now. It's not a good place. It's not a good place. Yo, DeMarcus Cousins is upset that he's in Sacramento. Yo, he is just mad all the time, and I would be too. I cannot blame him. If I was a key player in this league, if I was a big name in this league, and the organization that had drafted me had no idea what they were doing, I would be upset too. Yo, they keep drafting big man after big man after big man after big man after big man, and who knows why. And yeah, DeMarcus Cousins is a free agent after next season. That's the summer of 2018. He will be a free agent, and everyone knows he's gonna leave Sacramento. So Sacramento has no choice basically but to trade him. I mean, it would make no sense to get absolutely nothing in return for DeMarcus Cousins. Yo, but it's not even just DeMarcus Cousins that has to go. The whole squad has to go. The whole squad, the coach, the GM, there's everything has to go. The owner needs to sell the team to another owner. Just everything in Sacramento has to go. Yo, they have a nice new arena, but you have to change the entire culture of that organization in my mind. You can't bring in new players to a bad atmosphere and hope they will change it when no one there was happy in the first place, and especially not players like Matt Barnes and freaking Ty Lawson. It just doesn't make sense, so the Sacramento Kings just need to hit the reset button ASAP. If they're not careful, they could become the Sacramento Kings of the East. They missed the playoffs last year, but the past 2 years they had made it, and not only made it, they had advanced to the second round. John Wall and Bradley Beal were emerging as one of the best backcourts in the NBA. John Wall, of course, is one of the best point guards in the NBA. There's no doubt about that. He's quick, he's athletic, he's a great playmaker. All he's missing is an outside shot. Beal had that outside shot, but he just can't seem to stay healthy. But the main mistake that the Washington Wizards made was not investing in what they did have and investing in something that they didn't have. They have been looking forward to trying to lure Kevin Durant there for years, keeping cap space open, and even went as far as to sign Kevin Durant's old coach in an attempt to think that that would help him come back to Washington. And during the process, they ignored not even just signs, but they flat out ignored Kevin Durant saying that he was not coming back to Washington. And yet they didn't listen to that, and they kept thinking that Kevin Durant was going to come back to Washington, and he didn't. And now your star player, John Wall, is frustrated. He is frustrated. He is on track to become Boogie Cousins. He's on pace to become DeMarcus Cousins. And you don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. Yo, John Wall still has a little bit of time left on his contract. I think it's like basically 3 years left on his contract, basically 3 years left on his contract. But the thing is, that's not enough time to win a championship with John Wall anymore. That is definitely not enough time to win a championship with John Wall, and the likelihood of him resigning with the Wizards after this contract is slim to none. John Wall has said that he's frustrated. He said he's tired of not getting respected, and like a year ago, he said he wasn't getting the recognition in Washington that some other players were getting around the league for other teams. So that right there says that he's not coming back to Washington, especially since they never built around him. They were trying to build around KD when they didn't have KD. That's what they were trying to build around. They never tried to really build around John Wall. His trade value is really high right now, so he still has a decent amount of time left on his contract. His contract is not bad at all, so it shouldn't be too hard to trade him. And you're gonna want to trade him because if he is frustrated, that mentality can spread to other players. And then, like I said, you're looking at the Kings of the East. Not like the Kings of the East as in like they rule the East, but toxic. Okay, this team isn't as bad as the other two. Yo, the Dallas Mavericks have had a really good run, yo. They won the championship back in 2011, and they've been in the playoff race for who knows how long. Dallas Mavericks most likely are not going to make the playoffs this year. Dirk Nowitzki has had an amazing career, one of the best power forwards to ever play the game. But if they go on this offseason trying to rebuild on the fly and give Dirk Nowitzki one more shot at a championship, that will be a mistake. I do not want to see this organization make that mistake. They brought in Harrison Barnes over this offseason, but this move was actually good. Yo, he's still a young player, and he's proving this year that he's going to be a really good player. On that note, I don't think Harrison Barnes is the main piece you build a team around. I think he's more of like a second option or just a really good guy on a really good team. Dirk Nowitzki should spend his last season as more of like a mentor to the younger players that they bring in if they choose to go this route. They're gonna be in the lottery this year, so that's a good start. But they should look to try and get some more young assets somehow and have Dirk Nowitzki mentor those young guys in his last year next year. You know, kind of like what KG did for the Wolves last year. But that's about it, yo. Those are the 3 teams that I feel need to hit the reset button. Let me know what you guys think about this team down in the comment section below. Do you guys think I was right? Do you think any other teams need to hit the reset button? And if you guys liked the video, then please smash the like button on this video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I upload NBA content every single day. And you guys already know I'll be right back here tomorrow. So until then, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!